Hold on to your butts, bro, chachos.
Greetings, stranger friends, and welcome back to the most excited Stranger Things podcast in all of cyberspace, Stranger Things, where today we're talking about everything we saw posted on Twitter today. Big day in the world of Stranger Things. You know, I was hoping, I tweeted out last week at Stranger D Pod on the Twitter, that I thought maybe we'd get a Super Bowl trailer, Super Bowl commercial. We did not. It didn't happen, and so I thought, well, okay, live to fight another day, and hope for something soon. And then yesterday, February 16th, so I'm recording this on February 17th, 2022. February 16th, Netflix tweeted a photo of a billboard, a Netflix billboard that looks like a marquee for a movie. And it says, "Every ending has a beginning." And you think, okay, that could mean anything, except the letters were upside down. Bum, bum, bum. And so, my friends, that led to everything we got today, starting at 10 a.m. Stranger Things, or Stranger_Things, tweeted out a series of posters, one every 15 minutes. And then that was from 10 o'clock to 10:15, 10:30, 10:45. Number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. And the first one, all I'll say right now is that all 4 of them kind of coincided with those 4 little teaser trailers that we got, months ago now. And some of them years ago. And then at 11 o'clock, we got the big announcement with the dates. We got a letter that we're going to go through. And now we know. We know that this really is the beginning of the end of at least this story in Stranger Things. I want to talk about that too. So what are we waiting for? Let's get into it. All right. So this is how I want to do this. I want to go through each tweet separately, kind of look for stuff in the posters, right? Because, I mean, what else we have to do today? Then we're going to read that letter and kind of digest everything that it is telling us. And it's telling us a whole heck of a lot. I apologize for the language, but I'm very excited, as I'm sure we all are. So let's do this. The first poster, as I said, came out at 10 a.m. That's East Coast time, the time that I live in. The future, I say, for those on the West Coast. It was only 7 a.m., but I have lived 3 hours longer than they have, and the future is bright, but it gets a lot brighter in May. So the first one we see, the caption says, Russia, getting the band back together, bring a jacket. Now, if you listen to this podcast, you may have heard me say more than once, there's nothing I love more than when gangs get back together, when there's reunions in shows, when you have a group over here and a group over there, and they're dealing with things, and then they all come together. And I feel like we kind of get that even in the adventures that we live through today, just through the posters. The poster itself, I think all the posters say every ending has a beginning. So this is their motto. This is their tagline for this season, Stranger Things 4. And we see Russia. They're definitely in the prison. I would assume that, or I wouldn't say they're in the prison. Maybe they're in a station near the prison. Wherever they are, there are a couple things to note here. First of all, we all know Hopper's there, right? What I want to know is, how did he get there? We saw him at the end. Well, did we see him at the end of season 4, or did they just talk about the prisoner? Right. Season 3. But of course, we saw him in the trailer that I feel like was, 10 years ago at this point. But what I want to know is, how did he get from, that station in Hawkins to Russia? I would love to see this season open up with him kind of like opening his eyes like, where am I? Like he thinks he's dead. And he like teleported somehow. The lasers, pew, 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 shot him through Russia, and the gates kind of coincided, and the gate in Russia, because aren't they trying to get a gate in Russia? Oh my God, it's so exciting. And I did almost no prep work except reading these tweets and the letter. But I want to see the outcome of what we thought was his death at the end of series 3, season 3, Stranger Things 3. But even more exciting than that, because we knew we were getting Hopper. We knew he had survived. We knew he would live on. But my friends, he's not the only one on this poster. I see Joyce Byers. I see Murray. His last name is slipping me right now, but the gang, they say getting the band back together. And this is kind of the grown-up group, for lack of a better term. We don't have Bob anymore, unfortunately, but Murray here is a great addition for the three of them working together. And it's they're it looks like Hopper's either looking back at the blood stain behind them. There's a lot of blood, or he's looking back at Joyce. Joyce looks to be looking, maybe they're just kind of taking in all their surroundings. But besides the blood behind them, in front of them, there's a couple things that are interesting to me. Number one, there looks to be a gate, some sort of gate to the upside down in the ground. And number two, there looks to be a demogorgon, a demodog, dead in the snow. And I remember we saw one of those in the prison at the end of season 3. So are there multiple? Is this the one? One came through and they were able to kind of use it, not train it or harness it, but kind of just captured enough that they could hoist it upon people to be killed. Almost like, in the old Colosseum days of like a lion, they just kind of open the gate and let the demodog do its thing. But That demodog is a dead dog. Oh yeah, I went there. I did that. And another thing is they're walking towards the gate. I notice. And really, we're going to see a lot of people walking towards things, confronting things. Put it that way. That's really it that I can get out of this poster. It's definitely, I would say, with all the barbed wire, this probably is the prison. And but for whatever reason, Joyce and Murray are there as well, and no one else seems to be around. I'm trying to see, if you look, like I zoomed in on this photo. I opened it in a new tab on my browser, and I zoomed in on it. And there's the gate, with all the fiery brightness. And if you go a little up to the left, there's like a wall, and to the left, I'm trying to think, is there someone standing there? I can't tell. It looks like there's these main doors. And then to the left, I don't know if that's just something, just kind of a trick of the eye and there's something just there, or if that's a hand and a person standing and holding something. It kind of looks like a person to me. Again, I don't know what that means, but look, we still have months until a show. So this is the best we got today. So I'm taking my time and looking at these things. And yeah, so we have 3 people in this poster. I'm looking to see if there's any shadows of anyone chasing them or following them, but I don't see anybody. So I think I've exhausted everything I can see with poster number 1. So let's go to poster number 2, The Lab. Every story starts somewhere. This brings us to that other trailer we saw, where we heard Dr. Brenner's voice. 11, are you listening? We saw the other kids being, I don't know, tested on, or at least being observed. We kind of saw the past of 11, before she was able to escape. And we see, and I remember, it says every ending has a beginning. So this is kind of her, we're going back to her beginnings. And we're also, I remember David Harbour, is that how you pronounce his name? Said that you might find out about Hopper's time in New York. So maybe we're going to get his kind of, I don't want to say origin story, but something from his past that more than we know already. We know he was in New York. We know he had a wife. He lost his daughter. And we know more than that based on the book, the Hopper book that I read. But we don't know if that's canon or not. We do know that 11 was in this lab before everything kind of went caca. So why don't we zoom in on this poster and see what we see here? This one looks pretty brutal as well. We have a lot of little Easter egg or little cool little things in here. It's 11 now, looking, again, we just see her back. She's looking straight ahead down a hallway to this main playroom area where we see the rainbow rug that we've seen in the past. We see another gate, another hellmouth, for lack of a better, that's a Buffy thing, right? But we see another gate. So are these things just opening up all over the place? Remember, we were going to see a wider world outside of Hawkins. But I'm assuming this is the Hawkins lab. So she must come back from Cali at some point. We see more blood. We see some paperwork on the ground. We see a crushed Coke can. There's a little callback. If you look down in the right corner, there is a door plate that is on the ground. It says 11. So that's obviously fell off her door, or was smashed off her door from some crazy monster. And we see there's a broken little mirror in the doorway. If you look at that mirror in the reflection, is young 11 in her hospital gown with her short hair. So this is kind of like her almost coming to terms with embracing her past in order to move forward. But then again, at the same time, there is definitely a gate there. So maybe she's just got to go deal with a bunch of monsters, as we say up in New England. It's a bunch of monsters. Oh, yeah, as a girl, she fights a bunch of monsters. That's it. There's no one else there to kind of, for me to like come up with some ideas. Just a lot of broken stuff. Definitely another gate in the ground again. Not like we've seen them up against walls. We've seen them lasered into walls. We've seen them in a tree. But this is like almost like a hot tub you can run and jump into. I would advise against it. But they're again walking. She's walking towards it. And that is, there's some paperwork. I can't really make out what it is. I don't know if it means anything, but that's really it for poster 2. And again, the wording is every story starts somewhere. This one, 11's really started in the lab because she was pretty much raised in the lab, if I'm not wrong. And then lastly, my goodness, I'm jumping ahead. Number 3, every ending has a beginning. Creel House, tick, tock. This one is the most interesting one to me because 11 going back to the lab. But we know the lab. So there's obviously going to be some surprises. There's going to be something we learn. But we kind of know or have an idea of what we might be in for. The prison, okay, yeah, the prison, I say we don't know what we're really in for. But this Creel House, I don't know what we're going to be dealing with here. But I tell you one thing, there's another gate. And it looks like it's in the attic of this house. This is the Creel house where there were those murders back in the past. And this looks to me like the biggest group of all. The adults, is only 3 of them. 11's on her own. And this is a group of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got Max. We got Lucas. We got Erica, right? That's Erica there on the right. Obviously, that's Dustin in the middle. There's Steve on the left in the second row, though he kind of also looks like Billy a little in the face, which is just funny. We got Nancy and we got Robin in the front. Of course, the two brave women are up front, and all the younger, and Steve's in the second row. You think Steve would be like, I'm going to be brave, but he's hanging out with his best friend Dustin right there. Now this one is interesting. So I'm counting the shadows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's no extra shadows. I'm looking for scary stuff. I'm looking for clues. There's that clock, that grandfather clock again. Tick tock. We saw the clock in one of the trailers. The clock is shown here. It's referenced here. I don't know if it's just for scariness or if the clock really means something. I'd like to think that the gate here somehow either was opened because of the murders in the Creel house, or the gate was there and somehow it turned the people or the dad mad who killed the family, right? Isn't that what happened? So as far as clues, one clue that it's later in the 80s is Lucas's fly flat top. That thing is tremendous. But one thing I'm noticing is while most people are kind of looking at each other or staring forward, Max is looking back, not quite at us, but almost near us. Like there's something behind her. So that is making me very scared for her. That attic also just looks like if you said, guys, I'm looking for a attic to film a terribly frightening horror movie. They'd be like, oh, we know just the place, and this is it. We have scary wheelchairs. We have old furniture. We have cobwebs galore. And do we mention we have a gate to an upside down dimension where creatures roam and rule, and a giant monster wants to come through and take over our world. And the only thing that can stop him are these teenagers. My God. I mean, if that's not the greatest story ever told, nothing is. I think I've exhausted this one here. I'm not sure what else to this. I feel like this is going to be a scary one in the Creel house. Anytime there's a house that has a name associated with it, and that name is associated with it because of all the murders, yeah, that tells me something scary is going to be happening. Okay? This poster came out at 10:30 a.m. Then at 10:45 a.m. we got the fourth poster, and the poster says number 4, California, hold on to your butts, bro, chachos. And that is a direct quote from a new character who is also in the poster, Argyle. Argyle, from an actor named Eduardo Franco, who I recognize from things. I've seen him in things. I don't know if I've actually... Oh, American Vandal, he was in that. I haven't seen a lot of the things he's in, yet I'm familiar with him and the things he's been in. He's been in a few Netflix things. And he is in this poster. He's I'm going to guess, a friend of Jonathan, who also delivers pizzas, or he could be a friend of the main crew. But here we see, it says, every ending has a beginning. And again, for the fourth time, I'm saying that like it's new. And now we have 4 people. Oh my gosh. I can't believe earlier in the day, I assumed that was also 11. I'm crazy. So now we have 4 guys in California. We have Will Byers. We have Jonathan Byers. That's who that is in the front. Just quickly glancing earlier in the day, I did not know that was Jonathan, but of course it was him. We have Mike, and then we have Argyle in really the coolest pants in all 4 posters. This is California. It's a nice suburban neighborhood. Palm trees, nice houses, some cacti over here. There's a bike on the ground. I'm going to guess Will threw his bike down. And again, only foreshadow, so no one is chasing them. I wanted to foreshadow into the future episode. I don't know if that pun worked. But again, we have another gate. And Will and Mike seem to be looking at each other, probably because they're frightened. Jonathan's just kind of, he's just leading the front like no problem. He's got his shirt open, walking in the breeze. And Argyle, I guess he's cool with it too. We see his Surfer Boy pizza truck that is featured in the trailer. And I'm trying to look for any clues in the sky, any, mind flayer stuff, but I don't see any legs or anything like that. So just kind of a good look, but no real teasers or idea. Wait, are those? Okay, I'm trying to zoom in. There's a lot of white flecks after. Could that be from is that just part of like the gate? Is that like reflection? Or I thought maybe those were dead birds. I don't think they are. I'm trying to make something out of something. So, yeah, that came at 10:45. Now, here's what I was thinking. We had all 4 posters. Each one was tweeted out at 15-minute interludes. So naturally, I'm thinking, oh my God, here it comes. At 11 o'clock, we are going to get a trailer. It's happening. Please make it be happening. And then I remembered, oh, heck, darn it to heck, I have a meeting at 11 o'clock today. I had a meeting on Zoom where I was kind of helping someone learn some website stuff. So I couldn't just sit there on Zoom and like nod and be on mute. And I had to talk and think. And I had to take my mind off of Stranger Things. It was I was very upset. I tweeted about it multiple times. But the person in the other meeting was about 2 or 3 minutes late. So I was able to glance and kind of see what was up. And what we got at 11 o'clock, 11 a.m., we got an announcement, a tweet. Every ending has a beginning. We've heard that before. Volume 1 is coming May 27th. Volume 2 is coming July 1st. Oh, what? 2 volumes. Stranger Things 4. Now we see one kind of awesome poster that takes all 4 of our posters. Russia, the lab, the Creel House, and California. And they're all kind of, they're all different walls of this long hallway. There's 2 walls, a ceiling, and a floor. And they're all leading to one giant gate to the upside down. One giant, just hellish, upside down gate, for the lack of a better term. There's nothing really new in this poster. It's kind of all the same thing, just kind of really well done, put together. But the big thing is we have a date. We have an official date. Volume 1, Volume 2. What? 2 volumes? What is going on? And then 1 minute later, we got a letter. A letter was written to us. You know, who writes letters anymore? Not many people do. But we got a great letter with the, it was captioned, "See you soon." And this was sent 1 minute later. So let's read this letter, shall we? Hi, nerds. Do you copy? It's been a little while. With 9 scripts, over 800 pages, almost 2 years of filming, thousands of visual effects shots, and a runtime nearly twice the length of any previous season. What? Oh my gosh. Stranger Things 4 was the most challenging season yet, but also the most rewarding one. Everyone involved is incredibly proud of the results, and we can't wait to share it with you. Given the unprecedented length, and to get it to you as soon as possible, Season 4 will be released in 2 volumes. Volume 1 will release on May 27th. Volume 2 will release 5 weeks later on July 1st. So I'm going to stop you right there. Does that mean we're going to get Volume 1 is the first 4 episodes, and Volume 2 is the final 5 episodes, and they didn't do them all at once because they aren't finished with the other 5? Could it be like they said that we want to get it out as quickly as possible? So this is crazy. This is awesome. Okay, let's keep going. So that's the good news. It's coming soon, and it's bigger than ever. It's also the beginning of the end. Oh, we don't like to hear that. 7 years ago, we planned out the complete story arc for Stranger Things. At the time, we predicted the story would last 4 to 5 seasons. It proved too large to tell in 4. But as you'll soon see for yourselves, we are now hurtling toward our finale. Season 4 will be our penultimate season. I didn't have to look that up. I know what that means. That means next to last. Season 5, it goes on, will be the last. So I'm going to stop there for a second. And I think we kind of knew this, right? Like, we knew Season 4. At one point, Season 4, we're like, is Season 4 the last year? But I just remember seeing things where like, no, that's not it. There's more. So we all assumed there would be a Season 5. And based on this paragraph alone, we can see now that Season 5 is the end of Stranger Things. Or is it? Because this last paragraph is very interesting to me. There are still many more exciting stories to tell within the world of Stranger Things. new mysteries, new adventures, new unexpected heroes. But first, we hope that you stay with us as we finish this tale of a powerful girl named Eleven and her brave friends, of a broken police chief and a ferocious mom, of a small town called Hawkins and an alternate dimension known only as the Upside Down. As always, we are grateful for your patience and support. Over and out, Matt and Ross. So this is why I say season 5 is the last season of Stranger Things, but it really doesn't seem like it's the end of Stranger Things. It just seems like it's the end of this world, this story. So maybe the Stranger Things Prime, you can call it, like the main story that we've followed over all these years, over 5 seasons. This is the end of that. But that paragraph says there are still many more exciting stories to tell within the world of Stranger Things. Now, you could read that and say, oh, yeah, they have a lot more to tell in these final 2 seasons, including new mysteries, new adventures, new unexpected heroes. That's one way of taking it. Except then they say, but first we hope you stay with us as we finish this tale. Okay? So what they're saying is, let's get through season 4. Let's finish season 5. And then there are many more exciting stories to tell within the world of Stranger Things. So that tells me that we're going to get a Stranger Things universe, an expanded universe, different tales, different stories. I mean, this gate in Hawkins, we know it's not the only one. There are many more stories, and who knows how long ago this could be going, like decades. We could have something, in the past that kind of covers these things. There could be all kinds of stories told surrounding, in this same world, the same universe. And it doesn't even have to be TV shows. I mean, we could get more books, more comics. And, that just tells me that this podcast ain't going anywhere. We're going to be around. As long as there's a Stranger Things story to tell, this podcast is going to be telling them or talking about them. I'm not going to be telling the story. I'm going to be talking about them. And I hope you are, you're there with me along the way. And I vow to you that I'm not going to do the same thing I did to you with season 4, where I was doing an episode every week, and then all of a sudden you thought maybe I was put in some sort of Russian prison. And then all of a sudden I got out and said, wait, I got to finish. No. This podcast is going to be more timely, and you're going to get stuff right away, at least on a weekly basis. So we could kind of go over, the first volume, and you'll get episodes of that, and that'll lead right into volume 2. It's going to be a very, very busy summer for me podcasting. We got Stranger Things, and then every June I still do a movie month where I watch a movie every single day, and I talk about it. You check that out over at Geek Mentality. Go to fansnotexperts.com/movie month to learn all about that. And, there's still stuff I want to do before May. There's still a comic that hasn't come out yet, but I'm definitely doing an episode on that. And then there's this other little thing that I want to talk about that is, it's going to be a fun episode that you'd be surprised that I'd be one talking about this, but it is tangentially Stranger Things related. So I want to do that too in the next few weeks. Gonna get a couple new episodes up. At the same time, March is also a very busy month for me in podcasting world. If you, I'm sure I've talked about it here before, but last March I started a project called Marchy McFly, where I watched Back to the Future every single day in March and did a podcast about it. Every single day. That's 31 podcasts, and I watched the same movie every day for 31 days. Well, my friends, March is right around the corner. It's marching right around the corner. So naturally, what a guy like me do? Watch Back to the Future Part 2 every single day in March, and talk about it and podcast about it every single day. It's a podcast I call Marty McFly, and it is available at fansnotexperts.com/McFly. There's even a playlist specific to Marty McFly on Spotify. If you just want to listen to that, not the other stuff I've done. But you can find everything at fansnotexperts.com. It's all there. But my goodness gracious, we're getting... at first I thought, oh my God, there's going to be more than 9 episodes. But to me, it sounds like these episodes are going to be long. And there's definitely enough... Well, there's more episodes than ever, right? And then, I think... And then each one could be pretty long. So the fact that they're stretching this out, you know what it does? Besides me talking about it, the one thing that Netflix, I love it, but you watch a show, it comes out and you watch 10 episodes. Next week, you're like, oh, did you watch that? Oh yeah, I'm on episode 3, or I watched it already. And you're like waiting, and it's like the buzz kind of passes, where sometimes if you go back to something called network television, every week you're like, whoa, there's a new episode. Let's talk about it. And there's kind of plus and minus for both those, and some streaming, HBO Max does it every week. Netflix does it all at once. Obviously we want to watch it all at once. We want to binge it like crazy. And the fact that we're probably only going to get 4 episodes to start, means that, I'm going to breeze through these things like crazy and just get these episodes recorded, talked about, get them out to the masses, and gear up for part 2 of season 4. I love when a lot of TV shows do that with the final season. It's like the final season is broken up into 2 parts. Well, okay, how many episodes? Each one has 75 episodes. Okay, well, that's 2 different seasons. No. It's all the final season. Stranger Things is doing that, and it's not even the final season. Now, I don't know if this is all pandemic related, but my God, it's been a long road getting from there to here. And it's a good day in Stranger Things world, because you know what we have now? We have a sense of closure. We know when we're getting what we're getting, and we know that it's not the end, and the next season 5, is the end. We know that. And that's kind of, it's sad, but it's also exciting, because you know that it's all planned, all ready to go. Well, not ready to go, but you know what I mean? It's all like, they're going to do it. They're going to complete this, and they're going to give us one hell of a ride that we'll be talking about for years. And then from there, seems like we're going to get, a lot more in the future to talk about. And I'm excited to do that. I'm excited to do that. So, pretty spectacular day. 4 posters, 2 dates, 1 letter. Stranger Things, still, after all these years, continues to surprise us and delight us. And I'm excited. I'm excited for what's next. So let's go. Let's go. So that's it, my friends. Thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for staying with me. You haven't heard from me since about Christmas time, but I appreciate it. I love you guys. I want to talk really quick. I got another iTunes review. You can leave iTunes reviews to the show. I guess they're called Apple Podcast reviews now. And I'm going to read them on the show. Where is it? Stranger Danger. Is that the name of the show? Also, I got another voicemail from Joe Sway, and he was like, "Oh, sorry that it didn't. He said he misspoke something, dude. That's all right. If you realize how many times I've stopped recording and started again because I've misspoke, you can't tell because I'm editing it so I sound perfect. I don't mess up at all, dude. I appreciate you for not only for listening but taking the time to send a message. You're the man. So I got a message. I got a couple. Oh no, this one I read already from I think I read this. Well, this came on November 28th. Did I read this from Mr. Poopit? Mr. Pooped? I think that's his name, Mr. Poopit. Honey Baba, that's meh. That's the title. Honey Baba, that's meh. Hi, can you tell me how to make a podcast? And I can't wait for Stranger Things 4. Yeah, I can tell you how to make a podcast for real. Go to anchor.fm, because that's what I use. There's an app. It's free. And you can have everything you can do to make a podcast in there. That's the easiest way to make a podcast, my friend. And they're owned by Spotify. So boom, it'll be on Spotify like that day. But I want to talk about, I got another message. This was just a couple of weeks ago on the 4th of October. A 5-star review from Mad Max with a little heart. And it says, it's great. I listened to this in 2022. Hey, that's this year. But it's still awesome. Well, I hope it's still awesome. I first listened to the book clubs, then the others. Ooh, you listened to the book club first? Awesome. Thank you, Mad Max. The book club is still going to be happening. Obviously, it won't be happening once the shows are back. But there's still more to do there. And so you will be hearing from me a couple times before May. And hopefully we'll get an honest to goodness, here's your trailer as well. Because that would be, as the kids used to say, rad. And there's nothing better you can be than rad. So, once again, I say thank you for listening and subscribing. You can find myself, on Twitter at Geek Mentality. You can also find me on Instagram at Geek Mentality. The website is fansnotexperts.com. The Facebook page is fans.experts. Your parents probably go on Facebook, right? They have them like it. On the show is on Twitter at StrangerDPod. And I think I have an Instagram. I think it's Stranger Danger Podcast, but I haven't used it. Oh, I'm so sorry. But that's it. That is it, my friends. We have a date. How exciting. It's all happening. My goodness gracious. So one more time, let's look at the dates. Let's look at the excitement. Every end has a beginning. Oh my God, did I lose the tweets? My goodness gracious. What a day. What a day. So yes, there it is, my friends. May 27th, Volume 1. July 1st, Volume 2. Can't wait to see you there. Until then, my friends, stay strange and beware the Demogorgon.
Fans not experts.